So let's look at lesson 186. This is one that has some key words in it that may push our buttons. Salvation of the world depends on me. And remember, salvation, fulfillment, completion, coming to its reason for being, right? And the world is that which is my experience, that which is being generated, made by the ego, my ego and all the other egos of humanity, and then it depends on who I am and what I'm being and the choices that I'm making, right? So it says in the next sentence, it's fascinating, the first sentence in the paragraph, here is the statement that will one day take all arrogance away from every mind. All arrogance. Here we're saying the saving the world depends on me, and that's somehow not an arrogant statement. And the Course is trying to get us out of our normal mind function, our normal thought processes, okay? And the second sentence, here is the thought of true humility, which holds no function as your own, but that which has been given you. It offers your acceptance of a part assigned to you without insisting on another role. Now, those of you who studied the Emma Hopkins material may recall that she said true humility is giving up what we have been thinking and accepting instead what the divine plan for us is, what the divine will for us is. So true humility is accepting, true meekness is the word she would use, is accepting the truth about who we are and what we're here to do. All right, so if we go into the second paragraph, salvation of the world depends on me. The second paragraph says, let us not fight our function. We didn't establish it. It's not our idea. The means are given us by which it will be, not could be, not maybe, will be perfectly accomplished. The means are given us by which it will be perfectly accomplished. And it says in the next sentence, all we're asked to do is accept our part in genuine humility and not deny it with self-deceiving arrogance that we are worthy. Self-deceiving arrogance. That's when the ego is saying we are something other than what the divine has said we are, what the divine has created us as, what the divine has extended itself into, through, and as us. Yes. So in the next paragraph, sentence in that paragraph, it says, what is given us to do, we have the strength to do. Our minds are suited perfectly to take the part assigned to us. Yes. Yes, indeed. So there is nothing I have to be afraid of or concerned about or thinking that I am unworthy for in any way. And the next paragraph, begins to reassure us of that. I'm going to skip down another one to all false humility we lay aside today, that we may listen to God's voice reveal to us what God would have us do. We do not doubt our adequacy for the function that we're being offered. Okay? If he deems us worthy, so we are. So this is part of what we're here for. Remember, my function is the salvation of the world. My function is all these things. Okay? And then in the next paragraph, there is one way, and only one, to be released from the imprisonment your plan to prove that the false is true has brought to you. Accept the plan that you didn't make, that the ego didn't make. Accept God's plan. Yes? And that's been what we've been talking about for a while. Next paragraph, arrogance makes an image of yourself that is not real. If you have any other thought, and we all do because we're human and we're still in our bodies, which is how I know it's true. As long as we're in our bodies, we are stuck with these thoughts. And they are arrogant thoughts. They are not the humility of accepting the truth. They are the arrogance of insisting, no, I'm not strong. No, I'm not perfect. No, I haven't done this. No, I have done that. All of those things. To focus on those is a form of arrogance. It is saying that God's will, God's voice, God's vision, God's knowing of who and what we are isn't true. Ours is. Guess what? We're wrong. So what we could accept. What can we accept of the truth? In that paragraph, it says you are not weak, you are not ignorant, sin cannot tarnish you, and the misery cannot come near the holy home of God. All right, so we have been taught through the Christian church that salvation in the world looks like crucifixion. The Course has been showing us over and over again that's not true. That's not, misery is not our job, not our assigned function. Happiness is. We have been taught in other traditions, the non-Christian traditions, that the world is something we have to accept and work with. And what the Course is saying is the world is not God's creation. The world is what we have been projecting onto God's creation. And if it is going to be transformed, it's we who are going to do it. And we do it by shifting from our projections and our perceptions that result from the projections into truth. So in the next paragraph, no, 2 paragraphs down, and so we find our peace. We accept the function God has given us, for all illusions rest upon the, quote, weird belief that we can make another world, another form of peace for us. Our self-made roles are shifting, and they seem to change from mourner to ecstatic bliss, okay? We can laugh or weep and greet the day with welcome or with tears, etc. Okay? If we go up and down like that, that's not who we truly are. They are, as it says in the next paragraph, these insubstantial images will go, and leave your mind unclouded and serene when you accept the function given you. Okay? So the images and the illusions lead to sense of conflict, cross intentions, ambiguity, etc. We just go, oh. In the next paragraph, it says, in lovely contrast, certain as the sun's return each morning to dispel the night, your truly given function stands out clear and wholly unambiguous. There is no doubt of its vitality. Next paragraph, do as God's voice directs. And my cursor just messed up. And if it asks a thing of you which seems impossible, remember who it is that asks and who would make denial, who's more likely to be right. So let's say that you've done your study for the day and you've been in the silence and you're getting a sense that it is yours to make something happen. I'm not even sure what to think it might be. A phone call, perhaps, or a letter, or a meeting with someone, or attending something, or being in a particular place at a particular time. And you're thinking it must be impossible, but if you're in that place of study and silence where you're feeling truly connected with the all that is, and you're declaring, as we did in the last lesson, peace is what I'm ready to experience, and I'm experiencing that now, and I'm bringing forth that into my world, and the world is being saved as a result. And if that's the state you're coming into, and you feel called to take on doing something or being somewhere or experiencing something that seems impossible, stop and realize the impossibility of it is the ego's thought. Okay? The ego's thought. So in the next paragraph it says, his gentle voice is calling from the knowing to the unknowing. Yes. When you realize that all God wants is your happiness, all that gentle voice is offering is comfort, all that marvelous voice that is consistent with its love, consistent with its truth, consistent with its wisdom, can ever ask, is exactly what we are born to be and do in that moment, then we can relax into it. Okay? It says, he would make restitution a gift to you, although he knows you have everything. He has thoughts which answer every need that we perceive. Love must give. Love must give. And what is given in his Shem, in his being, takes on the form most useful in the world of form. So, let's say that you're feeling called to transform a situation. You're in the silence. You're in that place of connectedness. So what you get to do is feel that thought moving through you, moving into that situation as love. Moving into that situation as peaceful, joyful energy. Moving into that situation as light. Transforming that situation into whatever form is perfect. And I love this. What is given in his name takes on the form most useful in a world of form. There's an energy healing method called Reiki, and most of you know I was trained in that form. And one of the things that we are told as we're learning is that we are sending a balancing, healing energy into a situation. We're not trying to knit together certain muscles or cause certain organs to function more appropriately. We're sending something in that will take the most appropriate form to accomplish whatever it's trying to do. The form in this, using this language, most useful in the world of form. The energy, the love, the light, the power, the ki, the chi, the prana, whatever it is, takes that form. And then it says in the last paragraph, these are the forms which never can deceive because they come from formlessness itself. They are projections of the ego onto the formlessness. They are the emergence of form, the emergence of the substance, the emergence of the formless into the temporary form that is most useful to facilitate everyone experiencing the truth and the peace. Okay? And part of that is what we've called forgiveness, releasing any attachment to any behaviors or judgments about behaviors that we have observed, and allowing love and light to fill that space. And that's why it refers to forgive. Salvation, in the last two sentences, salvation of the world depends on you who can forgive. Such is your function here. So when you can bring pure light and love into every situation, you are transforming the situation. So even though it seems impossible, you can do that. I think this is the inspiration that led Marianne Williamson to encourage people to bring this knowing into world situations over the years, and to apparently make a difference based on what looked like had to happen and what actually did happen or didn't happen as after the intervention that she and her thousands of email network were able to accomplish. So your practice periods, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, in the study, in the silence, discovering if there is something that you are feeling called to bring that pure love, that pure light into, whether it's something you've actually experienced personally or seems to be going on out in the world. You get to transform the world. You are the salvation of the world. Isn't that fabulous? Thank you so very much for doing this very important and wonderful work.